What's up, everybody? Jed Johnson here from DieselCrew.com. Of course, you know they call me Napalm. I was part of something today with the youth leadership program from Wyalusing, which is headed up by Carol Goodman, and she always does a fantastic job with this. I've done something with them for several years. A lot of times, Carol will bring the group down. It's usually about 10 students, and we'll hang a piñata here in my gym, and then the kids beat it to death, and candy and little toys fly all over the gym. So the last time we did this was May of 2024, and I just found a piece of candy over in the corner covered in dust from, it's not dirt, it's chalk. And so almost damn near a year, 10 months later, found that last piece of candy. Who knows, maybe we'll find another one. But anyway, wanted to recognize Carol for all the work she does on that, and also Kenda Millard, who interviewed me and made the trifold presentation behind me, which I'm going to show you. So the way the process worked is Carol reached out to people and asked if we were open to be interviewed, and she reached out to me. I've known her for probably, I would say, probably 20 years. And of course I said yes. So Kenda ended up giving me a ring. We set up a time and she interviewed me. And based on that information that she got, she made this trifold. So transition into this. She did this write-up. Jed grew up in Towanda, Pennsylvania. During high school, he played basketball, and Wyalusing was their rival team. He was proud to share that they beat Wyalusing during his senior year. Hell yeah! After high school, Jed attended Mansfield University to obtain a Spanish degree. Later, he decided he did not want to work with kids and minored in baseball. So I was going to be a teacher, basically, and I decided I didn't want to do that because the kids were a nightmare. And now I work with a bunch of kids all the time. So I minored in business. When he was my age, he wanted to be a physical or occupational therapist, mainly for sports. Now he spends his time running his gym on Main Street in Wyalusing, where several students from Wyalusing High School attend his class. Jed has set several world records related to weightlifting and also has an online business. He has a 14-year-old daughter. She's 15 now, actually. She just had a birthday. And they love watching wrestling and baseball together along with going on vacation. The person who is most influential in his life is Paul Carter, an online person who changed the way he thought of efficient training. Jed says lifting weights is good for everyone no matter what gym you go to. Just be sure to learn how to do it correctly. When he's not lifting, he enjoys watching pro wrestling and playing cornhole in his spare time, and he never gets tired of playing cornhole. His favorite place to visit is Ocean City, Maryland, and he loves Chinese food, but it has to be a buffet. He is proud of his knowledge of pro wrestling history, but never gets to brag about it. The worst thing Jed said he has ever done was egging someone's house. So, all true. And then I sent her some pictures for this display. And this is me when I did a TV show on the Nat Geo, I believe, called The Numbers Game, When Will You Die? Yeah, Nat Geo TV, and that's Jake. I don't remember his last name. You used to be able to find the episode on YouTube, but it's behind a paywall now. Here is a feat where I performed at Mason's Hope. It was like a benefit, a 5K run, and then I did a strongman show. So what I'm doing here is I'm levering an 8-pound sledge, and it's on fire. So what I do is I take these bottles of water and put some in my mouth and then spit the water out and put the fire out. So that's pretty cool. But what you don't realize is that the whole time, it was like a synthetic rope. So it was like melting and dropping on my arm and burning me. So that part's not too fun. This was a picture of me steel bending from, I think, 2006. And what's interesting, this was a pretty good bend back in the day. But what's interesting is I went to the contest with some severe forearm pain. And during one of my bends, something cracked or clicked in my forearm, and the forearm pain was gone. So all that pain that whole time was coming from something being out of whack in my forearm. And when I did the bend, it it popped and went back into place, and I was pain free. This is a strongman performance that I did in 2012. So John Beatty, the strongman, is a performing strongman, and he got double booked one week actually, and he invited me to take over for him in Pennsylvania, and this was at the Pennsylvania State Fair. It was out near Pittsburgh, and I can't remember what the city was at this point. But I'm laying there on a bed of nails, and you can see back here this little platform. I would have kids come up and sit on the platform and deadlift them. That was John Beatty's idea. He sent me the plans to build that. You can see it in this one as well. So I would start out with one youngster on each side of the platform, and then I stand in the middle, which is kind of out of frame, and I would pick them up, and the parents could take pictures and stuff like that. I'm laying on the bed of nails because what I used to do, I would lay on the bed of nails, and then I would have someone stand on me, and then I would either bend a nail or rip a deck of cards. Here's another picture from Mason's Hope where I'm tearing a phone book. So this is pretty cool. So this is my mom. That's her mom. That's Dayton Wickwire. I used to train him. There's Luke. Big Mike. He's from Elmira area, and his last name is escaping me. But he was real good at grip. I thought he had a lot of potential, but he hasn't competed in a while. He lifted a blob at one of the side challenges that I did at an Olympic weightlifting competition back in the day. Incidentally, I have a how-to manual for tearing phone books and for nail bending, as well as a DVD on nail bending. If you're interested in checking those out, go to the description box and you'll see the link to my store. And then finally, I found a picture of a magazine that I wrote for back in the day. I've written for a bunch of them, and this one was My Mad Methods. I don't believe it's printed anymore. I don't know who this is on the cover, doing something with what looks like a blue Thomas Inch dumbbell. But I wrote an article in there called Grip Wise, and just showed some things about how to build your hand strength. And what I'm doing here is a two-hand pinch variation on the end of a barbell. So you could train for two-hand pinch without a lot of specialized equipment. So, once again, thank you to Carol Goodman for putting this all together. You did a great job with the little program that you had today. There was about 10 kids, and each student had a guest that they interviewed, just like Kenda did with me. And Kenda did a great job on her speech, great job on the display, and wish her the best. I know they were supposed to have a softball game tonight, and seeing how it's raining right now, and it's been raining and even sleeting and hailing for the last few hours, I'm thinking they probably didn't get that game in. But wish you the best in the rest of your season. And if you liked the video, give it one of these. Be sure to subscribe and share with your friends. And check out the description box if you want to check out those resources that I have on feats of strength. Take care. Hey, you know what I forgot to include is she attached these snowflakes. And that's because I told her during the interview that my favorite season is the winter because I get to ice fish. And she also stuck in these cornhole boards. And I said, wow, you really got it right, because this is usually what my bags look like, off to the side, off the board, scoring 0 points. She said, no, that's actually a bag that's still in the air. So good cover there, Kenda. Good job.